Hey friends, it is Franny of Shine with Franny, and I'm so glad to be with you here today. Again, we are completing our 4-part email series. And what I mean by that is I have given 3 other videos that talk all about email. The first one we started off, quick recap here. Why do I need email if I'm a business owner? I'm on social media, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, I'm on all these places. They can find me. Well, guess what? It's not always serving your information right to them. So this is a way of directly communicating with them. I won't go into all that, but hop on over and watch the first video in the series for more information. The second one then, we dove into starting with the end. Start with the end in mind and work backwards. What is it you want them to do? What is that CTA? If you don't know what that means, hop on over and watch video number 2. And then the third one, we talked about the actual body of the email and kind of the formula that you use. Problem, agitate, solve. Using those 3 words, you can go ahead and then literally create and customize your email to fit your audience's needs. Today, we are in the final video and we are going to talk about the title of the email, the actual subject line that you're going to go ahead and put there. I don't know if you know this about me or not, but I used to be an English teacher. For almost 20 years of my life, I spent teaching English language arts. For most of those years, I was at an all-girls school, which I loved. I love that. But I taught English. And so one of the things I taught the students how to do was to create and craft a really good subject or a title. You want to draw the reader in and get them curious as to what it is that you're going to say. So with that being said, I also know one of my mentors. I love James Wedmore. If you don't know him, please make sure you stop on and check him out. I learn a lot of information from him. He is wildly intelligent and such a huge digital marketer. So one of the things he talks about is stopping the scroll. You want to go ahead and get somebody to stop the scroll. So of course, this is if you're on social media. If you're putting a subject line at the top, you want someone to stop and be like, what's that all about, right? One of my most popular social media posts was go into the kitchen right now. And it was very direct. It was telling people and they were like, what? Why did she tell me to do that? A lot of my emails that I write then too, I take something that I've done in the actual body of the email, something that I've written, the problem, agitate, solve, and then I try to kind of be a little bit clever with it. Now here's the other thing James Wedmore says. You want to make sure that you are being clear versus being creative. He said clarity always trumps creativity. So you want to be clear. So with that being said, I'm going to give you just a few little tips and tricks that I used when I did teach English that also work in this arena. So the first thing is, a shock value statement, something that is like shocking, right? You might want to keep it on the positive. You want to kind of put it on the upswing based upon what your industry is. You have to really think about what works. And then also, your audience. And of course, let your personality come out. So for example, one of my clients, I might say, hey, or one of my headlines for shock value might say, hey, one of my clients grew 678 followers in less than a month. That's, what would they do? And then I might write in a little preview line underneath there. I might in a little byline, I might write, learn how, right? Open up to learn how. Another one is you might actually write like a testimonial. People oftentimes, that first one is a little bit of a shock statement and that might work too, but the second one is kind of related to that because we are competitive, right? If you think just about human nature, we are competitive. We're kind of built and wired for survival. So with that being said, if you put something in there like, hey, so-and-so, Susie made $1,000 in one sale. You're going to be like, well, what did Susie do? If you put that in there in your subject line, now you have to make sure you back it up. We're not just like drawing people in with, non-factual information. You want to make sure that it is factual and true. Of course, being a Christian, that's near and dear to me, being, filled with integrity. Another one that's really simple, you guys, is a simple fact. A little statement, something that's related to your industry, So again, think about your respective industry. For me, I might say something, if you watch the first video, I might say something like, 80% of companies actually acquire new leads from using email. Simple fact. And then I might put underneath it, here's why you need an email list, right? And then you're gonna open up and be like, oh, let me find out more. One of the other things that's really important and that I have found to be wildly successful for me is a simple one word. Hey, H-E-Y, because people think like, oh, it almost sounds like it's informal, like I'm just gonna connect with you on a more personal and friendly level, and oftentimes I am. Or you might just wanna put like crickets, right? And then you might write something in your email like, hey, have any of you actually, during this time of quarantine, been actually cultivating your relationships with your list? So again, these are specific to my industry, but make them specific to yours. Another one, of course, is, I hate to say this, but a threat. Again, kind of going back to the need and the wiring that we have for survival. If you don't do this for your business, then. So for example, I might say, if you don't have an email list, you are leaving $100,000 on a table this year, or blah, blah, blah. Now, again, you have to be able to back that up in that email, the body of the actual context of the email. But you would really want to think about, if you don't, then this, right? And Donald Miller, also the author of Story Brand and the creator of Story Brand, he talks a lot about that. You have to be able to help people see, like, oh my gosh, if I don't do this, then this is going to happen. That it becomes, that need for survival. So it's really important. And then, finally, you guys, is you want to give like the call to action there, right? Open this email if you want to learn how to blah, blah, blah. So you can go ahead and just put that call to action right there in the beginning of the email. And that can also be a little bit of a shock statement. Open this email if you want to make $1,000 in the next week. Open this email if you want to. So just being very, very like clear and overt about it, but also being very specific to what it is you want them to do. Okay, so I do have a whole entire list, if you're interested, of 31 titles that are actually over on my website. It's a free download, you guys, so I would encourage you to hop over there and get it, www.shinewithbrandy.com, a free resource. I've got a couple other things over there for you to check out too, so I'd love to have you visit that page and find out more. And of course, visit me on all social media platforms, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. I love Twitter. I don't know about you guys, but I love Twitter. And I'm working on the TikTok, as my mom would say. Oh, the TikTok, what is that? So I hope to see you guys on one of those mediums sometime in the very near future. And hop on over to Shine with Brandy and get that free title download today. Thanks guys for tuning in. Hopefully we'll see you soon.